welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 56. I'm your host, Anthony Della Rosa, joined by Brian Della Rosa. Excellent. You can stop. And Brian Kelsey.
Uh-oh.
Randall's to my left off screen because he doesn't understand 8 p.m. Eastern. 56 episodes in.
It is 8 p.m. in an hour. Central Time.
He looks like he has a headache.
To be fair, you did move the time again. You know, it used to be 8 p.m. Eastern. Now it's 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that's true. And that's Pacific Modern Time, so.
He's living the LA life. He's just skating, taking his tits out, at the beach.
You can do that?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
maybe
some
in
beaches you can.
Oh, I figured in the nudist beaches, right? Is there nudist beaches in Florida?
I don't know.
I think so.
Can you imagine me going in there? People are like, are you gonna take off your clothes or what? And it's just all my hair.
That's what I was gonna say.
Look at Randall in the back, dude. You might need these, homie. I know your head hurt, but we got a show to do. The show goes on. You want some Loco Nut? It'll fix you right up.
Will it?
What do you have?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that'll help you up. Go get some Loco Nut. But not a glass and drink it like water. Just take a sip of it.
Are you being
just a
serious or
sip.
you joking?
No, I mean, it's fixed headaches for me. It's just when I wake up the next morning, it's back again.
So apparently there is a nude beach in Florida. It's Haulover Beach, in Bal Harbor, Florida.
Okay.
There's also one in San Francisco, in Hawaii.
Well, I'd imagine all of the beaches in Hawaii are nudist beach. Like, who cares? You're so far away from America, like, proper. No offense.
Interesting enough, there is one in Jersey, though I'm not actually that surprised.
Yeah, like, but I don't think I'd want to go there.
Can you
No.
be like fully dressed at a nude beach?
A nude beach, I think, just means that you have the option to go.
Okay.
Dude.
Completely nude, yeah. If you want to show the fangs.
So they wouldn't yell at me, take your dick out or something if I went with like shorts on.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, what? Okay, no, I'm not gonna go any further than that. Anywho, if you like the show and you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/ADLRplays, where you can get the audio version early, video version early for the podcast. I'm not doing any of the early videos for like the Let's Plays and stuff because that was just too much of a hassle to manage on my own. Excuse me. So it's just mostly podcast stuff. You can go to extralife.adlrplays.com if you want to donate to a charity. The proceeds go to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. It's the same program I use for when I do my 24-hour streams for the charity, which is coming up in November, I think. So that'll be great. I gotta start getting a list of stuff to play. And as always, you can go to topics.adlrplays.com if you want to submit a topic for us to talk about in future episodes.
You should just show them how to main Joker.
I haven't
24
played as Joker yet.
Just put like a basic to advanced guide on him, 15 minutes or so.
It's gonna be like about 5 seconds. Is how to select him on the character screen.
Is
Yeah.
Randall hung over back there? Like,
He just got
Just praying.
Yeah, he's got a sick migraine and headache, so he's probably gonna try to get through this as fast as possible. So we're gonna speed run an episode of the podcast. You guys ready?
I mean, he's gonna be the one talking, so there's no such thing as a speed run.
All right. That's what I'm saying. Johan said he's going through his third divorce. Can we get an edit of that? Yeah, it needs to be edited.
Somebody empty the glass of Loco Nut and put it where his mouth is.
Did you take a sip, Randall? You got this, Randall. You got it. A sip. Don't drink it like it's lemonade. There you go. Now let it fester in there. It'll numb your head.
Tell him to get some quick praise in.
Anyways, while he heals up, while we give him the potions. What you guys do this week? Kelsey, how's the house coming? Or the car, actually.
I haven't really worked on the car. I mean, I've not since I got most of the front end back together. I still have to put the springs in. I just haven't had time to get over there. This past weekend, went up to Charlotte and visited Nick, saw his new daughter.
Oh, that's right. He did have a kid. Congrats to Nick. I'm not sure he listens to this, but if he ever does.
So that's number two. I think they're done trying to have kids. Um, I think they wanted a boy and a girl, and she's pretty adorable. Shannon's been wanting to go up and see her for a while.
Uh-huh.
And so as we were leaving, he's like, "Thanks for coming. You know, really appreciate it." She's like, "I only came here for the child. I don't care about you guys."
Where's the baby? Thank you.
Yeah. She spent all weekend holding the kid.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, so the kid came out healthy and everything?
Yeah, she was a little early, but for the most part, she's doing pretty well.
Okay. What else did you do? Consume anything at all?
Not this week. I've been so busy with work and shit. Though I did make a breakthrough today at work on a printing application I've been working on.
Nice.
So
3D
excited
printing?
about that. No, I wish.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm using a printing module to send information from the computer directly to the printer, and so that we can like batch a whole bunch of files together and just send it rather than having to prompt them for every single one of them.
Right.
It allows us to do like a lot of custom printing and things.
Okay. Look at you. Everybody look at him. All right. Brian, you consume anything? Did anything? Fart a lot? Not fart a lot? What's going on? You get any sleep?
I did. No, never that.
Okay.
Most of today was lit. I couldn't sleep, so then after I ate cereal, I just passed out until like 3.
Okay.
So like 11 to 3, I was deceased basically.
All right.
I did consume that, but I'll leave that to the end for your transition there. Just working on music and streaming. My Vidal's trash still, so there's that.
Why do you still pick Vidal?
Because it makes me learn. I just need something new in that game, and I don't want to play GT Goku because I don't want an easy button and win. So I've just been playing new characters. What happened?
So why is Sagat not in your main lineup?
I would find a way to only have 2 characters, and it'd be 16 and Sagat on my team.
I like to see an MVC version of Sagat.
He wouldn't. I think he'd be awful in it. I mean, a Marvel versus style game.
What are you talking about? I can just hit punch into the knee, punch into the knee, punch into the knee, all the way to the corner.
You're never gonna pick Sagat, so we can stop there.
I'm letting you know what the square and triangle buttons do, Brian.
Besides that, I don't even know if I streamed any other games or what I actually streamed. I don't remember. But I listened to Nas's album.
Go for
Lost
it.
Tapes 2 came out Friday, July 19th, 2019. I already did I did my first review video for YouTube.
Oh,
for
nice.
This album.
When is it going up?
I forgot it already went out today. Like at 11 a.m.
God, make sure to tweet it and et cetera. Spam the socials.
I'm not gonna start spamming the socials until I have like 3 videos out. That way it's just like, oh, he has one video that's 5 minutes. All right, now what do I do? You know what I mean?
Well, in the videos, like if you like this, you hit the subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell, and then
All right, the next one I'm gonna say just that.
Okay.
So that's out. I didn't even make a thumbnail. I just edited it. I just edited it so it was kind of cohesive, but it's edited the way Jeremy Johns does it, where it's just
quick
rough cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quick cuts. And then I just put it out there.
Okay. Nice.
So I just have to finish my intro stuff. I have the picture what I have for my intro. I just need to add music and do like a little transition. I want it to kind of be like the way Tom and Jerry title cards would come in, where it fades from black into it, there's music, and then it fades out. I want to do that. I have to make music like that. Well, that's not Tom and Jerry, but
I know, but I'm just giving you Looney Tunes.
And then I just use the same song for the outro. So yeah, that's out. But yeah,
that's all, folks.
And it'll just be me, but with like,
So yeah, I heard Nas's album.
How was that?
Overall, it's pretty good. If you already know what Nas's music sounds like, this will either just be more of his catalog you'll like or dislike. Depends on how you feel about him prior to this.
So there's
It's
nothing
a
new being done here. It's just more of the same. This is Borderlands 3 of Nas.
it's just Nas optimizing it for the most part. For the most part,
Okay.
it's a slow start to me. The first 3 songs could have been removed completely.
The first 3 songs. No, you didn't like
Um,
Vernon Family?
I didn't hate it, but it just to me that was not an intro. To me, the intro should have been track 4.
Lost
That was a more
Freestyle.
intro style song. Let me
Excuse
pull
me.
up the songs I like. Yeah, the only song that I disliked was track 3. The Jaro rap. That was just, it sounded like a kid song to me.
Yeah, that's what I liked it. I haven't finished
So
it, so I'm not gonna give my final grade here. I only got like how far did I get? I did like the relationship song. Which one was it? Tanasia was good.
Tanasia.
I can't pronounce anything. Royalty was pretty good. I think as far as I
Yeah,
got was adult film with Swiss Beats. So
there's 16 songs.
oh wow, that's not even halfway.
I only did not like. I didn't heart the first 3 songs. Everything else got a heart.
Nice.
Um, yeah, the first 3 songs, the first 2, I didn't hate them. It's just they were meh. The third song is the weakest song by far.
Wow, man.
To me, I would have started the album on track 4. Uh, his verses are usually always like good. I don't doubt that the verses they're well done. It's the choruses that are iffy.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them get pretty annoying. So it's to the point where I want to sit through this basically because the verses, like I said, they're good. He does a lot of storytelling, like in Queen's Wolf, Queen's Bridge Politics. He does a lot of storytelling. War Against Love. There's a lot of themes. Each song has its own theme in the sense, and he's been doing a lot more storytelling instead of just talking at you. That I really enjoyed. The mix for it sounds 90s hip hop ish. So it's not like fully polished like a lot of these albums are. It has some grit to it, which
Some
this
lo-fi.
kind of, which is a small complaint towards. There's a singer that he used twice called Ravon. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
Where because it's sounding kind of low, kind of warm sounding, her vocals don't pop out, and the vocals are like a little buried into the instrumental, which I felt like they should have brought her out a little more because she has a good voice. Uh,
Ravane.
but that's it.
Ravon?
Yeah, that's the thing. I even have a notepad, so I can just put it up while I was recording. Yeah, that's it. I enjoyed it a lot. High up there in terms of albums of this year. I recommend it if you like Nas. If you don't like Nas, this isn't gonna change your mind.
Okay. Cool. Randall, you have Nas on here too. Are you at optimal strength to talk about it?
It's a good album.
No, you sound drunk already, dude. At a scale of 1 to leave me alone, how painful is your
How
headache?
hard are you?
Yeah, I forgot that's a question for after the podcast. Huh?
I don't.
You don't know how?
I listened to that Jaro song. I can understand why you don't like it. It's like, it's fast paced and there's no downtime. It's literally just at the top end the whole time.
It blows you.
Because-
It hits you with a flank, dude. He's like cool, and he's rapping on like on the like got the same melody as the instrumental. I enjoyed it a lot. That was
It
weird.
sounded like if Nas tried to make a musical, that's what that sounded like, and I was just not a fan of it.
Music. Huh?
I appreciate the attempt to try something new, but that song is just
No,
No.
no dice. Okay.
if I were to remove songs from this album, that'd be the only one I'd remove.
Jeez. Well, whatever, dude. I'll see the rest of the album, see what happens. So besides, it's a good album. You got nothing to speak on it.
The songs I put it up.
So I'm gonna do his section because we got one man down here. You need you to heal up. Band-Aids, put them on, dude.
The songs I put on there are the songs that I felt were the best on the album to me.
Okay.
Oh well.
So he liked No Bad. And Brian, can you move your your cursor? You're not shit. No Bad Energy, Jaro Rap, War Against Love, Queen's Wolf, and Queen's Bridge Politics.
Somebody moved the whole of word into the next song.
Yeah, I think that was cute. Oh, we're against love, yeah. Oh my god, we're trash. All right. What are we at here? Okay. So I guess we can go. I can go to what I did this weekend. We ended up staying in, watched 2 movies. One of them is called High Life. Right. I don't know if you want to start with your rating for this, and then that we can expel.
I think you see my rating.
I know. I want you to say it, to be honest.
I don't know if he's whispering or just his mic is low, but it needs to be fixed.
Because he's doing both. It's whispering and he's not getting as close to the mic as possible. Did you just say, "Oh Lord"? Like we're not trying to run a production here. Look!
Look at it! Look at it! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
So anyway, High Life.
What's trash?
It's what?
Trash.
Why was it trash?
I'll let you know in a second. So it's it's I guess overall arching plot. Without much spoilers.
No. You can spoil this movie because it's trash.
Oh, okay, you're right. So it's in a world where a space program is taking in criminals to do suicide missions. So you have a choice of rotting in hell, not in hell, in this jail cell, or
So in hell.
I guess so, in hell, or doing the space program, which is a mission to go into as close as possible to a black hole and harness its energy to bring it back to Earth because it can have resources, whatever science fiction stuff. It stars our new Batman. I forgot his name. He's in Twilight.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. And it's the voyage to the black hole and getting over there. The rest of it, there's like a doctor in there as a character that wants to reproduce for, I don't even remember the reason why. Anyway, she's trying to get people to reproduce so she can, I don't know. It's so artsy. It's one of those. I can understand arts. I can tolerate artsy to the point where I can understand it. But if it gets to a point, I'm like, what the hell's happening? Where I can't follow it, I just start losing interest. And there's a masturbatory scene, I guess, because she wasn't banging a dude. It was like a machine. People going downstairs into some section in space to I guess they're not allowed to bang each other. I don't know what the case is. It's just the doctor goes in there and gets on this sex machine, right? And now it then you start seeing the most visually what the heck masturbation scene I've ever seen. They zoom in on her back.
To it? I mean,
no, you couldn't. Hot? It looked like it was an instructional back exercise.
The hell?
Like there was sections where it would zoom in. Her hands are up holding something. And she would there's no way that would be hot if anyone was being written this way. And then, midway through, like before she was gonna climax, the thing she was writing turned into a beast, like a hairy beast for like a few frames, and then it cut to like her doing more back gyrations of whatever, and then now the beast had like a tail running by, like touching her back, and dude.
So did you have a part in this scene?
I don't know. I was looking at my email. I'm like, did I record something? Oh my god. What was I gonna say? So yeah, it's about him taking care of this kid. He ends up getting a kid because the nurse lady ends up like drugging him and then sleep because she wasn't getting pregnant. Was it her? No. She wasn't getting pregnant. Or the person she was trying to, there was other females there, so the other persons they tried to get pregnant wasn't working. So she drugged everybody and then went to his room and did what she did. And then got his semen, put it in some other person's cookie area, and then...
Cookie area.
I said that because down there, Randall put love her in the cookies, which we'll explain that later, but... Um, it's just nothing. Nothing was like worth the payoff. Like the wait, the entire. You know how when you watch a movie at the end, you're like, oh, the payoff is there, or you waited long enough. There's some sort of character development. Something happens. You're like, yeah. This was just a bunch of things are happening. There's not a lot of like I just don't care about anybody on that show in that movie. Like at one point I did care about the kid growing up and whatever, and then after a point, it you don't because it's like all right, I can't I just cannot recommend this movie at any point in your life. Like
So Randall, which was worse, High Life or the new Hellboy?
I would rather watch Hellboy.
okay, I didn't see Hellboy, so that would definitely be his question. I haven't seen Hellboy, but I'm pretty sure I would agree. Like this was the pacing was so slow, a lot of held shots that like, I don't know. People going crazy in space. The spaceship was literally a box with some thrusters in behind it. I don't know. Definitely not.
So game of the year.
No, that definitely like it was one of those like it's one of those movies you watch and you feel like your day's gonna be ruined. Like you're like, what am I gonna do now? Should I just go to sleep and start the next day over?
I feel like that on a lot of days.
Like,
Like,
goodness. Well, this would speed
wake
run you
up-
to it.
You wake up and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Go back to sleep.
I'll wait another 24 hours. But then after that, I backed out of the movie and realized I have access to Detective Pikachu, which now is the opposite. We started off with bad news, now we have good news. This was actually a very maybe because we just came from the worst fucking thing we could watch, but Detective Pikachu was fantastic to watch. It wasn't like a mind-blowing story, but a very cookie cutter. Here's the character's arc, one or two like twists that you kind of see coming along the way. But since I've had like a nostalgic connection to like Pokemon and the original 151, a lot of the 150 originals are in this movie. So seeing them like rendered in the way they are and interacting with the world and them introducing a new region with its own like rules and stuff. Like in this region where that Pokemon are walking around, there's no Pokeballs and stuff. You actually make relationships with the Pokemon instead of catching them and making them your own. It's weird. I'm like, whoa, so just nobody's not going to catch. Everybody has a partner Pokemon, like if you were playing Pikachu, the Yellow Edition, where Pikachu walks around with you. So it was cool seeing not everyone's, like all the characters' partner Pokemon and how they contrast each other or, complement each other.
Still alive?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Sorry, I was talking to Shannon. Muted the wrong one.
Got it. I'm pretty sure I'm alive. Unless Randall's, that's why he has a headache, because he just burned me alive with his mind. What was I gonna go with this?
Be right back, guys.
My question to you is:
Go for it.
is there any Lapras or Hitmonlee throughout that movie? Because I know there's a Bulbasaur or Ivysaur, one of them.
There's definitely a Bulbasaur. Well, a lot of Bulbasaurs. That's actually a plot point with Bulbasaur. I don't recall seeing. I know there's no Hitmonlee or Champ. There isn't, but Champ though. That show's dope. But I don't remember if there was a Lapras because they have
there
wide.
probably isn't.
Because there's wide shots with a lot of Pokemon that you're gonna have to like squint to see, and there was bodies of water, so they might have been in there. But I don't know for sure. I don't think so. Ryan Reynolds was hilarious. It was Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, which is part of the plot, I guess, without spoiling it. But that's one of those things, like I said, the twist you kind of see up 3 miles away. I guess in the trailer, for people who've seen the trailer, yeah, Mewtwo's in it because the trailer was on there. Mewtwo's sequences were pretty badass. What else we got? It was just dope. It was a great. If you like Pokemon, dude, Detective Pikachu, you'll enjoy. Maybe if you don't like Pokemon, like Randall, did you enjoy the movie? I don't think you were a huge Pokemon fan.
I got to see Mewtwo, so I was happy.
And Mewtwo had his chances to shine. Greninja had awesome sequences too. There's like a squad of them. It was dope. Like if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. Ryan Reynolds has great delivery. They use Pokemon in very clever and like comedic ways. Like the Mr. Mime sequence was really funny. I don't know the name of the Pokemon. It's like a pineapple with a sombrero. Anyway, it has a small thing. Like the Detective Pikachu asked for like a drink because he's addicted to caffeine because energy, Pikachu's electric. That kind of makes sense. And then it asked that Pokemon for something, and it like made a weird no. I guess this is normal noise, and it's hilarious. It made me laugh because it was just I thought it was having an attack or something.
Ludicolo.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
There's someone right in your chat.
Okay, sure.
Was that the big one that was behind the bar?
Yeah. And it's like, hey, can I get another one? And it's like, wah! And then like I thought it was like trying to run away or something. It was just funny. It was a funny noise. Oh my gosh. What do we got? Yeah, Detective Pikachu was great. I'd say watch that because it was a great time. I think that's all I actually consumed that's new. I've been playing, speaking of Pokemon, I guess transition Pokemon Let's Go. Got my 8 badges, Brian. I have to go take on the League fam. Enjoying that. I did end up getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so whenever we're ready to take that on,
you let me know.
We'll see if we can sort that out. Just trying to look for a 4th, but we'll see. What else? I think that's it. Played a little bit of Kirby Stars. Been playing a lot more Battlefield and Battlefield and
Call of Duty.
And yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops because I just been wanting to shoot things down. Man, having a great time with that. Leveling your weapons, precision, leveling your class in Battlefield, doing the challenges for Battlefield every week. I love it. If you don't have Battlefield, get that. Go for it.
I mean, it hasn't been stuff I've been consuming it, but not through watching someone else consume it. I spent either yesterday or the day before just watching 2 hours worth of just people using hitboxes. The controller that has it's like a hybrid between a keyboard and a stick, where each direction has a button, so it's like a handprint and then the stick layout.
It replaces the analog stick with actual directional buttons.
I really want to try it. I've just been watching. Like, oh shit! It just seems like something new that I want to experience. If that makes sense.
I think you're slow. I think it's because you're slowly getting away from fighting games, and this might reinvigorate it for you.
I've almost bought one twice.
What stopped you?
Like it was in the
cart and everything.
It was in the cart on Amazon, and I almost bought it twice, and I can't remember why. I think the reason why I didn't buy it was because I was like, I should use this money to get PC parts.
Ah.
Yep. I went to their site. I add the cart. Like, okay, so if I get it with, and then the shipping's $220, and then I was like, no, I probably need this for like an emergency, not this stick. So I just ended up switching my like stream donation goal to a hitbox. I was even watching videos on the Sun Wall, like difference between the silent buttons and the regular ones it comes with, and just sitting there like, oh, it is a little quiet here. And just listening to people using the buttons. I was looking at customization options, so you can get like either a glass with an etched picture over it, or just art like printed onto it. I spent too much time looking at options for something I don't even own yet.
That's crazy. I'm sure the edge glass will probably end up looking better and last longer.
Yeah, and they're cheap too. For the etched glass, is only like $12 or $15. The printed one is $8 or something like that. The buttons each are, if it's silent, it's like $2.50. I was trying to do all the math in my head. It was a mix of that, and when I got tired of doing that, I just started watching people playing Marvel 2.
Like tournaments, or just random people just playing, like just on Twitch or on YouTube?
To the point where I started watching Justin Wong's channel to watch him play Marvel 2.
Oh my goodness.
And every time I hear Marvel 2 or I think X-Men, I'm like, yo, why didn't I main Cable? Like, that's still in my head.
I mean, you can still play it. I'm sure there's still side tournaments and stuff you can go to. I still play
been
MVC
most of my
too.
free time. I need to replay the game to play characters that now that I know more about fighting games, people who would fit me more. So I need to play Blackheart, Cable, and I can never get rid of Iceman, and that would probably be my actual team.
Watch him be like your one character that brings you down.
Iceman?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, dude. When I super and I do the Whitney Houston, I can't get rid of them.
Okay. Let's all quiet down now and listen to Randall's review of Batman Hush.
I don't like that.
You guys should better like it. That's a good ass transition, right?
I
I'll
don't.
be here all week. Randall, let us know, because I read the comic a while back. Is it really good?
I thought it was really good.
Nice.
But based on what you told me yesterday, I don't know how you're going to feel about it. Because it's not the same.
So they might have. Yeah, Brian, we talked about it yesterday. He said he saw it, and unless I don't remember the comic book correctly, which is also possible, they changed some of the plot. So
as long as they don't change Hush as a character, because I think he's one of my favorite Batman villains.
Oh yeah? What about Joker? I'm gonna let him know what you said.
I said one of. I didn't say the favorite.
No, he knows already, Brian.
I mean, you main
It's too
Joker.
late. It's already out there. It's been recorded.
Yeah, everybody clipped it. Anyway, so how was the animation? Was it like as good as like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like fighting, or is it like? Because the Hush, when in the comic, it wasn't a lot of fighting. There was a lot of detective work because he's trying to chase Hush.
Yeah, it wasn't a super amount of
action.
In action. There's even it was kind of weird because they actually showed like a montage of Batman and Catwoman fighting. I don't know what to say. Like, it's like your typical DC animated movie.
Okay.
Which is, they're usually really good. So it was good. Hush as a character. He was good in the very beginning because I didn't know who he was. And then when I found out who he was and why he was the way he was, it kind of lost a little bit of the edge for me. But, I mean, I still thought it was pretty cool. I think that if Hush was somebody else, I probably would have liked him a lot more.
I'll watch this sometime this week, and I'll let you know. You need to read the graphic novel. Yeah, really good. Excuse me. I've been fighting a sickness, so I'm super exhausted all day.
You guys need to quarantine your fucking house.
Quarantine it? Why?
You guys are taking turns getting sick.
I'm not sick. I just have a headache.
Yeah,
I said taking turns.
Oh.
As in one's sick when the other one isn't.
We have Kirill Pavlov in the chat asking me about that Google Stadia business model. Have y'all seen the business model? I thought Kelsey would just take off his headphones. Like, I'm not listening to this garbage again. xCloud greater than Stadia? You don't know anything about xCloud yet.
That's why I keep saying it.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke.
I can't wait for xCloud. xCloud's gonna be dope too.
You're gonna have to, idiot.
Stadia is trash.
Oh shit.
I mean, what if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm just letting you know you're gonna be way behind. That's all. Not now. 5 years from now.
I'm gonna be way behind while I'm using my souped-up computer to play anything I want anyway.
No, you can't do that because it's called exclusives. All right. So when you have exclusive games like Get It, Kelsey, You Can't Keep Up 5, that's gonna be ridiculous.
5 of them already. I just want you to know the second you have the controller, I'm already going to be labbing in it. Like, how does this feel?
Bro, you have to pay to stream at 4K and you have to buy the game. Yeah, or just buy the game and play it whenever. You don't have to play in 4K. You don't have a 4K TV, no problem. Just buy the game and play it.
With that kind of attitude.
Implying they're going to hire...
Like bitch talk to me.
Implying...
The 4K thing doesn't really matter to me. My monitors aren't that woke yet, so I don't need 4K.
Like any crappy excuse people have for the Stadia, there's a logistical reason and a logical counter that's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Can I mention something that's a little off topic, but
Go
not
for it,
off
homie.
topic? So since you said something about 4K televisions, I was talking to a coworker today, and he was telling me that because smart TVs, the companies behind smart TVs are selling your information, that it made the TVs go down in price. So I was like, really? And he's like significantly. I'm like, okay. I go to Best Buy. They selling 65-inch 4K LED with HDR televisions for like $400.
Maybe 800 rand, 400 no.
You can go right now.
Yeah, you can get a Walmart
Buy
has
Samsung.
A TCL that's 65 inches that is pretty decent.
Yeah,
Oh,
TCL.
right.
Well, okay, look, I said 800, and then I'm like, he probably got me because I think I recently saw a TCL on sale. Then he just said Samsung, guys, on stream.
Oh,
So if I go Samsung and I don't see a $400, you owe me 700 gifted subs.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I love how Anthony's saying no to what Randall saw in person, but I guess the Samsung thing is the make or break here.
I just love
I
it.
can't.
Like,
Okay, let me back up because Brian just said something crazy. I'm questioning what Brian saw in person, not hours
What
ago.
Brian saw in person? Who?
Did you say Brian? Did Randall?
Anthony,
Whatever.
look behind you, then look at the camera. Tell me why
It's
you said the
you
same
look like
thing.
twins.
You guys got me all riled up already. I was at Publix walking with my bags as I see
With the
Randall
bags.
drive
Not
in
without
front
the
of me.
bags.
As I see Randall drive past me. So when he gets home, I'm like, oh man, I saw you at Publix. And he didn't see me. From where I am to the wall is how far I was from his car as he drove by. And I don't care what he saw in person. I was right
That's
next to him. He didn't see me.
That's different. That's something he didn't see. We're talking about what he did see,
And when you don't see, you imagine.
and what he saw is
Okay.
the Joker being played because you made him so much.
Guys, I think the real thing we should be talking about here is how PS5 is going to support 8K. Okay.
It's not even that. Both of them. The Xbox One or the Xbox One 2 or the Xbox 21 Savage is going to get 8. They had the audacity to say
wow.
8K and 120 FPS, dude.
The
I apologize.
motion doesn't support 4. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's not 400, it's 600, so I was off by 2.
Yeah, that's
I
quite.
know if you're trying
yeah.
to support him, and he's
Yeah.
just making me look like an idiot. This guy.
I mean, like that's still a really good deal, man. $600 for a 65-inch TV that has HDR and is 4K.
How do I get the free one?
Krill in the chat says it's because OLED came out and 4K TVs are trash now. None of those words made any sense. None of them. He needs to just stop typing and just listen. None of that made sense. 4K TVs are OLEDs now.
Yeah, here's the TLC one. That's for 500.
It's pretty obvious he's
TCL,
trolling him because
that's
right
all.
under that he said 8K is trash, so about 16K now.
Hisense, don't buy a Hisense. TCL you can definitely buy, and that's the 65.
Tickle?
That's the one that we saw when we went to go. When did we go?
When Brian bought the controller for
Yeah.
no reason.
Mm-hmm.
No, I bought it so they can announce information for the Stadia controller.
You should have waited, bro.
Then it
Buy a
wouldn't have been
Roku?
announced.
For $200.
$200.
TCL has
For
Roku
200.
built in.
For $200, I can just get myself a hitbox and practice my fucking.
We're way off
16
fucking track here. All right, what are we talking about? Let's start off with the Stadia stuff, and then we're here.
Because
Whatever.
4K is garbage and
Anthony, what drew you to
nothing
Joker?
really supports it to begin with.
And now Twitch is dropping frames. Can someone help me, Lord?
When
I
are we
would, but
starting?
we're having a massive thunderstorm here.
Oh, so you're probably gonna just dip in the middle of.
Probably.
Nice. So let's speed run it like we thought we were gonna do. So what were we talking about? Stadia 4K. Yeah, they came out with more information, more confirming information. Which is, if you want to just buy a game and play it, you'll buy it, 1080p, stereo, whenever, wherever. No subscription needed. Online multiplayer, it's already built in. You don't have to pay for online multiplayer. If you want 4K and 5.1 and the free game every month with discounts, then you pay $10 a month. Otherwise, you don't need to. All right, we're done clearing that up. XCloud, they still don't have much information because they're going to be testing that in October.
Okay.
Now, we're here, back on track. The heck are we talking about? Hush, go watch it.
And read it.
Huh?
And read it.
And read it. Yeah, if you haven't read the graphic novel of Hush, go do yourself a favor. It's great. Good detective story. Intruder, Randall.
Why do I feel like I talked about this already?
You did to us off air.
To us?
Oh, you
To
and
me?
your girl.
Yeah, it's me and Dan over here, and he told us about it.
What is the dude's name? Dennis Quaid?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm going to say that the reason why you would want to watch this movie is because of Dennis Quaid. Because he is a very good antagonist in this show. Well, movie, sorry. He does a really good job at being very uncomfortable for the viewer and for the people that's in the movie. And he is like scary unstable. So he does a really, really I can't say it enough. He does a really good job at selling that. It's almost like you ever watch a movie and you look at a guy who plays a character and you start to think that this person is that character.
Nightcrawler.
Heath Ledger.
So you think to yourself, like, you forget that he's an actor and that he's acting in the movie. Or you just forget who he really is in person. You think that this is who, like, if you met him, this is how he would act. Like, that's how good of a job he did. So basically the movie is about, man, I can't think of the other dude's name, but it has Megan Good in it. And
Oh, nice.
they're married and successful. So what happens is she wants a house to start their family, and she wants something that's like, away from the city or whatever. So Dennis Quaid, he's selling a house, and we're talking about like this is like $1 million house. So make a long story short, they talk to him, he makes his offer, they consider it, they end up buying the house.
Michael Ealy is the other guy.
Yeah, Michael Ealy. So he gives them the keys, wishes them luck, all that stuff like that. Tell them where everything is, give them a background about the surrounding area, and then he dips. Next day, this dude is in the lawn. I mean, in the what would you call it?
In the lawn, yeah.
He's mowing the lawn, but he's like mowing the lawn in a certain area. But regardless of the case, he's mowing the lawn after he was supposed to be leaving to go be with his daughter, who allegedly lived in Florida. So just imagine if you bought a house, Kelsey. You just bought a house, and the people who you bought the house from gives you the keys, and you say, bye, I'll see you later. By the way, I'm leaving the state, and I'm going to stay with my family. You see him tomorrow morning, and he's mowing the lawn in the house that you're in, that he just sold to you.
So you buy the house from the dude, and the dude that you bought the house from is mowing your lawn?
The next morning.
Okay.
That's like sweet.
I mean that's what I expect, but I'm white, so
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So anyway, so they're like, what? So he goes to him and he asks him, like, I thought you were supposed to be leaving to go to Florida to be with your daughter or whatever. And he was like, man, I just happened to drive by and I looked at the grass, and you got to stay on top of this type of thing. And he basically came up with what sound like a legitimate excuse for being there. So the story ends up spiraling down really bad because first he's obsessed with the house. That's just clear. Like, even though he sold the house, he won't leave. He keeps showing up every day for some.
He's just fucking the gutter.
Yeah.
Like for some random excuse, he just keeps showing up. Either first it was the grass, and then it was like, oh, did I show you guys that we have like a whole thing of Christmas lights? Let me show you where the Christmas lights at. He has boxes of Christmas lights that he can hang up in the house. So what ends up happening is, I don't want to like give it away, but it gets dark, and Dennis Quaid's character becomes obsessed with Michael Ealy's wife, Megan Good. So not only does he want the house, he's like, you know what? I lost my wife and my family pretty much. The only thing that's left is this house. And by the way, Mikey Ealy's wife looks pretty good. So maybe I should have her too, because she seems like a good old country girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he becomes obsessed with her. And the movie is pretty much about not only keeping his house or taking back his house, but now he wants to have Mikey Ealy's wife. And he's like, this dude like showed up in the middle of the night with pizza, a box of pizza. It was like, hey, I heard that your husband was in the hospital. By the way, he's the reason why her husband is in the hospital. He was like, I heard that he was in the hospital and I didn't want you to be here alone. So I thought that, I remember when my wife was sick in the hospital, I was at home alone and I didn't want you to be hungry. So I brought you some pizza. And like, you ever meet people who are so kind-hearted that they're extremely gullible? Like they're like level 10 gullible.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
So she's like that. She's like one of those people who are so nice. She tries to see the good in everybody. So because he went through this experience with his wife and that he watched her die and all this stuff like that, and his family's pretty much gone, she sympathizes with that, and that dude plays on that every single time. So when he brings the pizza by, she's like, you know what? Even though this is like 10 o'clock at night and she's home alone by herself in the country, it's not the city where you could just walk out the door and there's like a cop or somebody down the street. She says, why don't you come in and eat the pizza with me because I can't eat this whole thing by myself. He's like, oh, sure. Huh?
That's how porn starts.
Yeah.
He brought the sausage.
Yeah. So that's just one of the examples of like
naive.
And he's like, it's crazy because during that part, he something happens later on. And he ends up coming back in the house and he's like injured. At least you're not really sure if he is injured or if he's playing like he's injured. So she's checking out his ankle. This dude is like all on, like while she's looking down at his ankle and checking his ankle out, this dude is like on top of her, like breathing on her neck, like smelling her hair and all that stuff. Like it's real creepy, man. But it's a good movie.
Okay. It sounds like a different level of The Gift. I don't know, we mentioned it before, but
The Gift?
Yeah. So it's also it's very similar, but it has different reasoning and plot to why things are happening. Where this guy seems like he's just obsessed with whatever, but the other one is something else. I'm not gonna spoil it. Watch The Gift as well.
The thing is, I do have a negative.
Ooh.
And it goes back to that whole thing that I keep talking about every single time when you have movies like this. Is like
dumb characters
doing dumb decisions.
Making
like that.
Okay, if I buy a house, this is just me, and I'm pretty sure everybody in this stream will probably agree. If I buy a house, right?
Yeah.
And I find out that this dude is eyeballing my wife, and he has made a pass at her, there is nowhere she is going to go where I am not up her behind. I am not going to leave her alone. This dude is out in the city. They live in the country. He is out in the city at nighttime and leaves his wife alone, knowing that this dude is out there.
Like, nah, you no. You better put some. I got nothing. I tried to get a joke in there, it didn't work.
I'd have emergency landmines just outside the house to activate.
Just never let me meet your wife then.
Emergency landmines?
Yeah.
Okay. You say so.
This solves everything.
Yeah, okay. So how would you know where they're at?
I put them there.
So you can remember exactly the position every...
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember how in The Quiet Place they have their set route the way they go in for minimal noise? I'm gonna know the optimal route.
Okay. They have it marked though.
Yeah, but I don't need that.
Okay. You'll remember all of that.
Yeah.
And then cut to age 87. Brian he missteps and his old ass goes flipping over his house.
Maybe I did it on purpose then. 88.
Okay.
It's a good time.
All right. Randall, you wrote something here for progress report for kidding, and you put in quote, "Love her and the cookies," end quote.
Yeah.
You want to explain that line or what that means? Don't
Just-
look at me because I didn't write it down, Randall. Don't look at me to explain it. You wrote it down.
But how? How am I supposed to explain it?
She baked.
Pretty straightforward.
Randall,
What
you
the
wrote
hell
it
does
down.
lover and the cookies mean?
You wrote it, so this is what happens to you now.
The same energy.
Just replace the word cookies with the obvious.
I don't
Jar?
know what the obvious is.
Cookie jar?
In her bakery?
You guys suck, really.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what that means until you explain it. So, are you going to explain it or not?
I don't know how to explain it. How do you explain that?
Mime it out.
Yeah, mime it out, Randall. We'll tell the audio listeners. We'll describe it to the audio listeners.
So, wait a minute. Didn't Bryant see this already?
Yeah,
So why is he pretending like he doesn't know what I'm talking
because
about?
it's under Randall and not Brian.
That is irrelevant.
I'm in the dark. What the hell?
I'm still confused on what the cookies are.
All right, so Kelsey, since you're the only person here who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Jim Carrey's show, he's like Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
So he's like a really, 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 really good guy. Okay. So you know what? Think about me. You know how like I'm oblivious to certain things because I just don't know about them.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's like that. And so he didn't know he wasn't really familiar with what people call vagina. Like different words that they call vagina.
Okay.
So to make a long story short, he ends up making out with this girl and he's telling the story to one of his coworkers. So
It was his sister. wasn't
that's
it?
his sister?
I forgot who he told it to.
Yeah, it's his
The one
dad
who-
or his sister. One of them.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure it was his sister.
He's related to them?
He's related to the old person as his dad. That's why he keeps calling him dad.
So the lady who made the huge head, that's his sister?
Yes.
Oh, I did
Randall,
not-
like they're saying
The
dad to
first
him.
episode ended with them having a family dinner.
Yeah. You really were sleeping that day.
No, I just didn't put one to one together. I just thought maybe that was like a term of endearment. I didn't know that they were like literally related.
Yeah, they're related.
Okay, well,
You might want
it's
to
when
watch
he was
the
talking.
first 4 episodes again and might see it in a new light.
Whatever. It was when he was talking.
Goodness.
It's when he was talking to his sister.
Yeah.
He was telling her the story, and it just like the camera just cut to him saying that. So
What did he say, Randall?
he said and then I loved her in
In the what?
the cookies.
I saw it yesterday, but I don't remember that's what it said. Randall, don't
Kelsey, you understand what
Randall,
I'm
don't
saying,
put
right?
anything on here that you're not willing to say. All right?
Really,
Yeah.
really.
This is for grown-ups. Listen to this. We're able to say these words.
So did they do butt stuff? Is that what happened?
Yeah, you see?
Can we move on?
We're
They
going to
opened
move
a
on because you
bakery,
put in
I think.
false information on here.
Come on, let him finish.
That's it.
I see what he did there.
Wow.
All right, so I think this was the same episode. Anyway, watching the episode, the episode brings up a revelation to the audience and the family, Jim Carrey's family. It's gonna be spoiler territory. Are you gonna watch Kidding, Kelsey?
What is kidding?
That's the Jim Carrey show that we've been talking about the past 5
No,
minutes.
Probably not.
Okay.
He
So-
just started
Well, I
listening
mean,
to
I
Trina.
might like while I'm playing The Last of Us.
Wow.
He has yet to open it. So never. Got it. All right. So anyone who doesn't want Kidding spoiled for them, leave and come back in like 5 minutes, I guess. So the story is Jim Carrey's character, the Mr. Rogers guy. His wife and his twin kids got into a car accident, and they lost one of the kids named Phil. I forgot. Michael's the one that's still alive?
It's Will and Phil are his kids.
Phil is the one that died.
Will and Phil. Why did I think Mike? That's weird. So Will's still alive.
Stranger Things.
Probably. Anyway, and it happened by what seems like up to this point, episode 4, it was total accident. The minivan was crossing the street, and the opposing, I think it was a garbage truck, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of. It was an ice cream truck?
I believe so.
It was a truck.
Some sort of truck. Anyway, the lights malfunctioned, so it was green on like perpendicular lanes. So they ended up crashing because one was coming in like south to north and the other one was coming in east to west. So they ended up crashing. They lost a kid. Sad things happen. So comes episode 4, and it starts slowly revealing that Jim Carrey's character is financially supporting the guy who hit their car because the guy is badly wounded. He can't operate vehicles anymore. He has a daughter as well that he's taking care of. I think it was like a 5-year-old daughter. And I think that was it. Like, yeah, he can't really walk on his own. He can't maintain himself. So he started supporting that guy.
The guy who just killed his kid.
Well, not just killed this guy. I don't know how long. It doesn't say how long he's been doing it for. I think. Maybe he did it right afterwards or not. But yeah.
I think it was right after.
So then the wife finds out about it. So they have a scene where they confront this. And she was saying how she would always feel bad about spending his cash on like a car that they recently bought or something or whatever, right? And then realizes that he's paying the person who killed their family member cash. But his argument is that, well, damn, that scene is so good. There's so many things I said that are like, oh snap, okay.
His
reasoning
basic argument is basically he's paying for this guy because the whole reason it happened is because of a malfunction in the lights where it was green on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying it was just that, an accident. Like, he's still innocent in
the event. Like, it wasn't him purposely trying to kill his family.
He even tried to throw in divine intervention and said that this was meant to happen or something like that.
I think, there's a bunch of lines on there that I forgot to go ahead and go and quote and list in here, but it's basically he wasn't the bad guy. So if he has the needs or the means to help him out because he can't work anymore because of the crash, he's got a kid to support, and so he sends them cash so they can live. He pays for his his phone, and I think it's electrical or something, just to keep the lights on and whatever. So then they have that huge argument, and she leaves the
apartment.
But before leaving, she says that you're just naive, or you he's way on the scale of way too good to the point where he's gullible or naive. That's the episode where he started messing with the chick. So she's like, but he messaged her, messing with the chick. But then he text messaged her in the beginning of the episode, hadn't gotten a response, and has been asking everybody why she hasn't responded. So she blew up on him, saying that the reason she's probably not responding is because she wasn't interested in you to begin with. And just crapping all over him, just having him getting to that breaking point. Because the whole arc, I guess, until now is him trying to deal with his kid's death while still being the Mr. Rogers character on screen. And it's to the point where it's bleeding over, and he's trying to be, hey, everything's good. We need to talk about it. Very emotional, very positive focus to the point where it might be naive. So my question to y'all, which we already added on here, do you think it's naive on his? What do you think of his stance on that? Can you yourself, Jeff? Can you look yourself and your partner in the eye, even though we lost this kid, he needs help too, and you have the means to help him? Do you throw cash his way for the bills or whatever to raise the kid or what have you?
I mean, I think it would really depend on the situation for me. If it was truly an accident.
From what we know now, from what the directors and the cinematographers are showing us right now, that was not an intentional hit. It was some government thing, something just happened.
It wasn't the guy.
It was a short in electricity.
It wasn't like he was drinking or he was on his phone or anything. He was just driving. But
and it said green, and her light said green, and then they hit.
I mean, I would if I had the ability to help, I probably would.
Now, do you think? I guess in your case it would be Shannon because you're obviously together. Do you think Shannon would agree with that?
I don't know. Could ask her.
If you can't, I mean, if she's there.
I think she's in the.
Okay, then don't worry about it. We don't have to worry about it.
Are you out? Oh, so if we had kids and we were driving and someone slammed into us, it was no fault. Like say both directions had the green light for whatever reason, and one of well, yeah, but no. Like if you're going like this and both of those lights are green for some reason, and they killed one of the kids and lost the ability to work and support their own kid, and you had the financial ability to help out, would you help out? Okay. She says probably not.
Ooh, okay. See, that's for that. Oh, hold on, my stream is crapping. My internet's just crapping the bed now, so I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yep, my stream's dead. They hit 0. Awesome.
So we have to start over from the beginning?
Probably.
Yeah.
It just hit 0. Like nothing's
Is your
going up.
recording still going on or no?
Yeah, my recording's still going on.
No, okay. So it doesn't matter then, really.
Well, I don't know if OBS is just gonna crash.
Gotcha.
Great. Anyway, so I guess I just continue grabbing this up. So at what point? I guess the follow up question is there a point from kindheartedness to venture into naive or gullible, and where is that line?
This is still with the accident thing, or is this just a general
I guess
question?
now once we, I mean, I guess what would you do if you guys want to answer that same question? Would you do it, Brian?
I probably wouldn't. I see his stance in it, but I'm not at that level. If I think of this person and then it's synonymous with my kid not being around anymore, I don't think I'm able to be like, oh well, I'll help him.
Right.
I got to deal with the parties that were affected on my side.
I agree. I'm on that stance. That's where I'm at. I don't think I'd be able to help the other. Like, yo, I'm sorry you can't work and stuff, but I lost a kid. Now I got a crazy ass situation to live in. So that's on you at this point. How are you, Randall? I guess it's the last one.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about this. Like, I know the good in me will want to help, but I've never had a kid. I don't know what it's like to have a kid. I just know that,
especially to lose one.
Yeah, I just know that if I had a kid and I lost one, that's something that I don't know, but I've seen other people experience it, and that junk ain't no joke. It changes you. So it's kind of hard for me to say what I would do because
these are all
I might be so angry that even though I know that it was a mechanical malfunction and it wasn't his fault, I still, it's kind of like what Brian said, like the connection to that guy is the direct line to why my child no longer lives.
Right.
Even if he's not the full blame of it. So I don't know if I could. I mean, I might throw. I don't know.
It's difficult because then it's not only you because you have a family. So what would they think of you supporting the person that's sort of he's not technically responsible, but he's associated with your
so here's
with the death of your kid. Like,
here's two ways I look at it. One way is if I do decide to do something, it wouldn't be like on the level of Jim Carrey's character. It would be like maybe I might, because obviously Jim Carrey's character is rich. So we're assuming that we're rich in this example.
Exactly.
So I would probably just throw him a chunk of change and then be done with it. Like, I couldn't interact with this guy on a regular basis.
Right.
Like, I would just give him a lump sum of money just because on the strength of me knowing that he has a child that he has to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with him. It has to do with the child.
I wouldn't want to interact with him either. Like having that constant reminder that, one of my kids is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would just throw him a lump sum of money, or the flip side of that is I'm looking at my wife crying every night, and that might make me angry, and then I probably won't help him.
Right.
Hulk smash.
The worst part about it is, because it's not his fault. It's, I guess, the city or whoever's in charge of maintaining said things or running like the electricity for the district or city.
It would be
But
city or
since there's
county. Yeah.
But
it'd be like
since
a
there's no
county thing.
face to that, the only person you see is the one that penetrated your vehicle.
Yep.
You can't be like, "Fuck you, Florida."
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you can. It's just gonna burn you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. We saw that episode last night, and it's one of those things where that's just good, good writing. Good. It challenges your morality. It keeps you thinking. It was a great episode. And I just wanted to bring that up.
What threw me off so much is because I consider myself to be a really good person, and I think that I do things that a lot of people won't do, or I put up with a lot of things that I think a lot of people won't put up with. But when I
Put up
saw
with
that,
me, so that should say a lot.
huh?
You put up with me, that says a lot.
Nah, you're a good dude. But when I saw that last night, I was like, yo, that's like some Super Saiyan level of being good, man.
And I think that's why I as soon because we were watching and he asked me to pause it because he wanted to ask me what are we serious if you would do this, and at that I took it challenged this guy's morality because he thinks he's good, and then now he's seeing what, no offense, what the next level of what good is. That makes sense. So it challenges not only you as a person, it challenges your belief in, I don't want to say religion, but like the what religion
How just
deems
you are or
as
something.
how just as you are. And right at that instant, the second that you told me to pause it, I'm like, got him. It got me, and I'm like, I wonder if it got Randall. And he said, yo, can you pause this? And I'm like, make it quick. And then he asked me a question. And I'm like, we'll talk about it tomorrow on the podcast. And then that's here we are.
Almost every episode of this show, and remember, we binged it one whole sitting of the whole season.
I know we haven't been able to do that.
Almost every episode, credits pop up, and I'm just like I'm thinking about what the theme of that episode was, and it's just a great fucking show.
Yeah, we're excited to keep watching to see what's going on because, like, now we're just talking about the show. But yeah, so I've only seen half of it. Go watch the show. But this question is so. I guess the question I was asking before. Where's the line between kind-heartedness or good intent, and you're getting to the point of naive in the state that we're in 2019 America, I guess. Not to get politically charged here, but
wait, what? Say that again.
Like, where's the line
Between
being that good of a person or that becoming a naive outlook? Like, where? Like the things she was saying the things she said to him before he left, like, oh yeah, those things, like that all made sense.
join us.
Yeah,
Yo,
like,
that jump was crazy.
Yeah, live on this planet, join us. Because it's the thing. I mean, yes, she was angry and just spewing negativity towards him, but a lot of that is reality now in 2019.
Yeah, a lot of that
it's how the world works.
Possible. Mm-hmm.
Like, so you text the chick in the morning, she doesn't respond to you until like that man waited until like 10 in the afternoon. Like it was almost like the sun was down. Dude. Something happens to me, I'm like, yo, she does not give a fuck. Like, you got to move on. And of course, it's a TV show, so they kind of save the day and give him a hope, but. In reality, go ahead.
It also has to do with the people around him, because a lot of them, I think the only one that doesn't baby him is his dad. Everyone else is just like, oh yeah, it's probably this.
Mm-hmm.
So it also has to do with the people around you, like feeding into like, oh, that's what it was, feeding like his naivety.
Like his kid at the cell phone store. He did. Can you go in the back and check? That man went back there, beat off, and came back with his phone.
Mm-hmm. And then grabbed the phone with the same hand.
Yeah, like. So yeah, I'm on Judy Greer's side. Like, I think he is in a level of just naive. Like, I'm glad it worked out for him in that episode, but all these good intents he's doing, I think it's.
Do you honestly think he's naive, or do you think that he is forcing himself to see the good?
I think
because he seems to be a pretty intelligent person.
I think he's forcing himself. I think he's scared of what would happen if he lives in that darkness.
And the reason why I think that he's intelligent is because,
I mean, the conversation he had with the kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yo, I heard you were in Vietnam. And he goes up and, like, gives him this great little monologue as the camera zooms in and then grabs his bong and chucks it up the tree.
So he's not blindly just being good and not in what you would consider naive. I think he's forcing himself to try to be or stay a good person, because that's pretty much what his show is about.
But I think I think he's doing. Yes, he is smart, and he's doing it on purpose because he knows what's going to happen if he lets go.
Yeah.
Of that good nature, or of that good Samaritan, or the good deeds he's doing. And you see at the end of that episode when she's just piling on, and there's close zoom in, the tear that runs through his eye, that like he's about to break, and God bless that woman, that cancer woman, dude, because she did not respond. Someone would have got killed.
Yeah.
Even the first episode, they showed the duality of his character, where he's watching the rerun of him on. It wasn't Leno. It was who was it?
Conan.
Whose show was he on?
Conan.
Immediately changes to the guy getting headshotted on the TV.
Yeah.
From there on, you're like, oh, okay. It's not just rainbows and whatever.
What was I gonna say?
Like, fuck, dude.
And it's not only the only thing he's holding on. He's not only holding on that. He's not old. Okay, let me try this again. He's not holding on just for his sake. That episode showed what happens when people watch his show. Like, it showed that girl turn her life around for him. And when she said, "Why did when she asked him what gives you the strength," that's why he stepped back. Like, if I dip into this darkness, I won't be able to save another person. So
that's also why he doesn't like hearing it, though.
And exactly, because it's a lot of pressure, it's a good problem to have, I guess. Because, I mean, the beginning of that episode was her literally, like they said, narcotics on her mouth, and she's getting banged by her drug dealer. And that sequence of her changing her life was pretty awesome. And it was, I mean, granted, it was the same episode repeated over and over again, which is weird, but yeah. And at this point, we're just talking about the show again. We already moved on. Watch Kidding.
Watch it.
It's great.
You're great.
Aw. Last but not least, news. I left the news pretty empty because it was San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. We were just going to talk about like the Marvel movies they announced and what do we think is going to happen. So I mean, you guys, hold on. What, Brian? Hold on. For the we'll do these other things first. So we have someone who added these other ones: Cyberpunk 2077. New demonstration to the Polish press with many new details. Who added that?
Yeah, I didn't add that.
That was probably Kelsey.
Hold on, which one is it?
The Cyberpunk one.
I think that was mine.
Go for it. What we got here? What details did they add?
The reason I added this is because they are apparently adding in religions into Cyberpunk, and it's going to talk a lot about, you know, different aspects of religions, and they're not.
Is it like modern day religions, or are they going to create their own?
It's modern.
I think it's modern day religions,
like Christianity and.
One of the titles said that they're not afraid to offend.
Okay, cool.
So that's we will not avoid any subject, even if they may offend the sensitivity of some. We're not here to say whether it's good or bad. And so it sounds like they're here to just kind of
lay the world how it is.
Do things and say things as they are, and if that offends you, tough shit. Like, that's your life. You need to figure out why it is that it offends you and get over it.
CD Projekt Red, man. Give me
like
two Witchers.
I said it before, I say it again. If you're buying Cyberpunk 2077, buy it on GOG. That is their store, so every cent you throw at GOG is going to them. So if you're going to get Cyberpunk, I'm telling you they earned it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Unless you really love the Steam ecosystem, then yeah, good. Then get it on Steam. But
I'm gonna say fuck the Steam achievements. I gotta support them.
That sounds cool. That's we'll see how far they take it. I've heard other developers say the same thing, and it wasn't like a huge backlash when it came out. I think GTA tried to do that with their religion parodies, but it never. I think they got into some issues, but it wasn't that huge. Hopefully, this one is like a grounded version of the religions, not a parody.
Yeah. I'd rather them have like an actual, like,
Thought
hey,
out.
this is based on today's Christianity or something.
Or whatever other religions. Hopefully, it's not just like Christianity. Hopefully, it's like a mix of them, so you can see challenging beliefs and.
I mean, reading that article, like, it doesn't go into much detail, but reading some of the comments and things in the thread, it sounded like they're going to have a majority of religions. People are going to just have their religion, and it's going to be a huge mix of like Christianity, like Hinduism and Catholicism and a whole bunch of others. And I'm really interested in seeing how it plays out.
CD Projekt Red does an amazing job world building, so the more things they can use to build the world, I just need to own it already, you know what I mean? I need to upgrade my PC before April. That basically is what that means.
You so and Randall are on the same. Well, Randall's gonna make, I think, a new build. So you guys are on the same trajectory, getting new hardware for Cyberpunk.
That's kind of what I want to do, because if you're just upgrading, then you have to think what fits into your build already. And I don't know much, so I just kind of want to say, and my computer is like, I think it came out the same time World War II started, so I'm pretty sure I need to just upgrade completely and pretend I don't have this.
Okay.
But I also need to get myself a hitbox now too, so I can just get both of those.
I don't think you need a hitbox, but we'll go.
I want it though. I didn't say I need it.
What do you mean? What do you mean by hitbox?
It's a.
Wait, wasn't he on here when he was explaining it?
No, I think he had his headphones off. Oh. I think he went to go do something.
Oh.
It's a control. I'll send you the link because I don't want to waste more time. Hold on.
I think I came in. This is the controller you were talking about that replaces the joystick with arrow keys or something.
Yeah.
I only caught the tail end of that.
Yeah.
But you can just tell me later.
I'll send you just an overview of what it is.
He's got a PDF, a white paper he made for college about Hitbox, so a thesis.
I put it in podcast call.
Gotcha.
You don't have to hear the review, just to look at it and they'll explain it.
Okay.
And then you added
2 hours into it.
Oh, the Nintendo suit. Okay, the class. What is it? The class action lawsuit?
Yeah, against Nintendo. So a lot of the new Joy-Cons are having problems where even when the controller is sitting still, like you're not touching it at all, there's a lot of drift, and the characters and things will start moving, or you have to fight it when you're playing any sort of racing or driving game, and it's just becoming a huge issue because more and more of them are starting to suffer from it. And
which ones are affected? Is it new Joy-Cons that are being manufactured, or is it the ones that came with the systems back in the day? I haven't experienced any of the drifting stuff yet, so I don't know if mine's is.
They've been saying this around the time the Switch came out, so I think it's just what's on it and the additional ones. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It doesn't really give a hey, these are the ones that you have to worry about. It just says that in general, it's becoming a problem.
So it's a matter of if and when, or when, I guess, for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
I haven't had an issue yet. And
same either.
I set my thing down and just stared at it to make sure it wasn't going to start drifting. But I got mine one early this year, so I haven't had it too long.
Well, hopefully they sort it out. And if they can't, they better be able to swap it out for me for free, fam. I'm not paying for a replacement.
That's one of the things that this article talks about. It says Nintendo doesn't appear to have not acknowledged the issue, fixed it with recent manufacturing runs, or offered most Switch owners free repairs for any problematic Joy-Cons, which is why the lawsuit's coming about.
Okay.
So if you start seeing stuff, you could probably follow the lawsuit, and then if they win, which I don't know if they'll even take it to court. They'll probably just settle and be like, hey, look, if you've had a problem, just friggin' send us your Joy-Cons and we'll replace them.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. The last thing I need to hear is Nintendo saying, "Oh, so we messed up, so pay us so we can fix it." What?
Yeah.
You think somebody's gonna lose their job?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure someone did. I mean, like it happens. Like especially, it might have been some weird during the design of the board on the controller, or maybe the analog stick design. Something like someone in the hardware team probably is gonna get. Unless they fix it with a patch, then that maybe it was a software thing. But if it's hardware, they're definitely someone's gonna get yelled at.
I just picture like some huge warehouse or an assembly line, and like the manager comes yelling out of his office like, "Who the made the controllers? Who?" And then it's like this,
Well, it's not gonna be the people at the warehouse.
huh?
When it comes to hardware, some guy designs it and then it goes through the assembly line for them to make it. But if they're drifting because of like a hardware design failure, it's the guy who designed the actual the team that designed the hardware itself, not the people who are assembling the hardware.
Oh, so
Well, I mean,
have
I'm just
something-
assuming like they might all be in the same area.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just like, I just picture like some guy coming out yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's always one guy who was like, "I told you before we went green with this, blah, 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 blah." And like all three of them are arguing. And then somebody gets fired.
But it's funny because it's in Japanese, so
Yeah.
we can just add in like Naruto subtitles. Go ahead.
So speaking of like not planning for something or having failures due to engineering, I don't remember if I told you guys this. So the kitchen island that we have, we got granite countertops for everything.
Okay.
Granite weighs a lot. Okay,
Yes.
our kitchen island probably is over 1,000 pounds because of the countertop.
Okay.
So there was a design oversight by the engineer who built this place, and that he only engineered it to be the base model with like the shitty little plastic countertops. Not even though the granite is like a big thing and that's what they push all the time to
Mm-hmm.
get, it is not supported. There is no extra support underneath of our island.
To support the
And
weight.
so- yes. And so like several of our neighbors have already talked about it, and one of them before they moved in, they like did their final walkthrough. We're gonna go sign for the papers the next day. Came back and their kitchen island had sunk about 2 feet into the ground, into their house.
Wow.
What the heck?
So, and then other people have been complaining about it like tipping or causing problems with the floorboards, which I think it's already starting to do with ours. And so we've contacted the company and been like, "Yo,
Sort
the
it out.
fuck?"
Yeah.
And so they're gonna come out and take a look, and they're gonna fix it. Like they fixed everybody else's, they're gonna fix ours. But it's one of those things like, how the fuck do you not take into account granite countertops? Okay.
Especially if, I mean, I'm sure they had that information when they were designing that, hey, someone selected granite countertops.
They should have. I mean, it's the same thing with the way that our garage is set up. They put these massive pillars in to hold the house up, but the where they placed them for the garage, there's two that are just in the way. Like you can only use certain doors depending on how big your car is and which direction you pull into. So like when Shannon has one of the new Honda Accords, which is it's a larger, sedan.
Uh-huh.
And it's fairly long. She has to pull all the way forward and basically touch the stairs in order for only her to get out of the car. You can't use the back two doors, and with the placement of the pillars on the right-hand side, you can't get out of the passenger door. So I'm not really sure how that fucking works.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so I'm not really sure why it is that they marketed it as like a 4-car garage.
Because maybe technically the square footage counts as that, but they filled it with crap to not make it
know.
work.
I think they were I think this was another design oversight where they were only expecting people with Porsches
To buy these houses?
Yeah.
Or with the smart cars?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Brian, I think you added the Sigma for Overwatch.
Yeah, I just wanted to shed light on how. So
How
I'm pretty
cool
sure I
he
already
is.
said how much I don't like this. I got burnt out of this game early, and I just not a fan of it since like year 1 or year 2 of it. But occasionally, I still watch their like trailers and their animated shorts because they do a good job with the character building aspect of the game. So I saw that they put out a story trailer for a new character in Overwatch. I'm like, I'll click this stupid shit. Really well done. It's a character that it's like an astrophysicist, and he's trying to find a way to use the power of a black hole, like manifest the energy of a black hole. Goes wrong, and he basically goes like bad shit, and he keeps. I don't know if he's going through like time or if it's just his mind like losing big chunks of memory or whatever. But it's a character basically going insane and having like a second. He's talking to himself like like another voice in his head, and he's going crazy, and he keeps teleporting him back to different places, and he's having monologues, but then he cuts back to him being in prison. Then you hear gunshots, and he gets saved, and then the room becomes space, and he's slowly levitating while still imprisoned, and then it's just another It
was a cool little video.
It's I don't even know how to explain it. It made me interested in the character in a game that I don't have installed nor plan on playing again.
I'm definitely gonna play it. I still have it installed. I just haven't hit play yet. When this guy comes out, I'll probably give it a shot again. Cause I need to play as the other girl.
I've honestly, after seeing this and seeing his abilities, I'm contemplating installing it just to play him.
Nice.
If you haven't seen the trailer, it's probably not going to be worth it. But if you haven't seen the trailer, just to watch the trailer, just to appreciate the way they intro a character into the world.
It's all 2D too.
Yeah. Audio-wise, it sounds great visually.
Yeah, the voice actor, whoever's playing him, does a really good job.
Mm-hmm. It's a guy from the Netherlands, apparently. The character's from the Netherlands, and they got a Netherlands guy to voice him. Yeah, but I like characters that are kind of two sides to them. He seems like he's going crazy, and he has like his normal voice, and in that like inner evil voice in his head. He's like arguing with himself. I like characters that are unpredictable or that are essentially broken. I don't like the one note kind of character like fucking Superman or Captain America, whereas they're always just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just did a really good job showing that you don't know what to expect from this person.
He seems like he's probably the leader of the bad guys, because I think that near like the last couple frames you see like all the bad dudes around him, like he's the leader.
I think when you hear the gunshots and him just laying on the bed thing, you hear gunshots, and I'm assuming it's them breaking him out.
Ah, okay.
I started watching someone break down the video, and they said the guns you hear sounds like the Talon members' guns. So yet they can hear Reaper's shotgun, the Widow sniper, and all that. You can even play it in reverse, the trailer in reverse. So most of the trailer, you hear whispering in the back. While he's doing a monologue, you hear like, keep it together. Just a bunch of like things in the background, and you reverse the trailer, and you get like more dialogue that you don't hear from the original playlist. It's just really well done. If you haven't, just watch it already.
Just watch it already.
Man, did you watch it yet? Watch it already.
Saw it.
I watched it without sound. It looks like it's an interesting video. I just didn't.
The
only reason I watched it without sound is because I was watching it on here.
Got it. I was gonna say, oh my god, yeah, it's worth listening to with the audio. The voice actor does a really good job. Speaking of good jobs, we're in the 4th phase of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Now I want to start by
new
saying
movies and TV shows were announced. Yes, Jordan says talk about Blade. Yes, Blade. We're gonna get to Blade. So yeah, Marvel had their Hall H panel Saturday while we were watching High Life. No, was it High Life or Detective Pikachu? One of them. I think it was Detective Pikachu. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So we got our first couple movies coming up for Phase 4. We have Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Doctor Strange 2, Madness in the Multiverse, Thor, Love and Thunder, Blade, Yeah, I think that's how they announced it. It was Blade and Mahershala Ali is playing Blade.
They announced more stuff, but no
and then
dates.
the TV, huh?
They announced more things, but they didn't give dates. They confirmed X-Men. They confirmed Fantastic Four. They confirmed Guardians 3. And there's something else, I think. But they confirmed those are being worked on.
Got it. And then for the TV side, we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, the What If series, and Hawkeye. Yeah, Fantastic Four and X-Men was on this list too. Then they will make their way into the MCU, and they'll get there.
It seems like it's going to be rebooted. The way they're talking about it.
Zordan's asking a very weird question. If someone is black but they're a vampire, which part of their culture supersedes the other? I'm looking at you, Randall, because, I mean, you're a vampire, so you gotta let me know.
I'm sorry.
Zordan's asking if someone is black but they're a vampire, which part of their culture supersedes the other? Randy, look at me like I'm talking in hieroglyphics.
He's talking in tongues.
I'm talking in windings. Like,
He speaks
Is that
the
a
language
real
of the gods.
question?
I spoke it to you. That's a question. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that any of them supersede each other? Do you not care? What?
What does me being black have to do with being a vampire?
This is not targeted to you.
I know, but I'm speaking as if I'm the one that's being asked the question, which I am.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm black, which I am,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not a vampire, obviously.
Wait, you're
but if
black?
I was,
Yeah.
I don't understand the question. Like, he would have to explain what exactly does he mean by supersede?
What takes precedence? What culture is more? It's you'll see coming out of the person.
I would think being a vampire is the strongest one because you're not human.
Got it. So he says Blade is both a vampire and black, so him being a vampire more important to his ethnic heritage and thus cultural heritage than being black. I never thought about this before, but this is really important. Well, he just answered you, so vampire.
I mean, that would be the more dominant trait, but I mean, aside from being visually like, oh, this dude is black, but I think that in Blade's case, it's more important to him to hang on to his I can't even talk.
His vampire.
It's more important for him to hang on to his humanity. He hates the fact that he's a daywalker.
Got it. All right, so now that we have the list of stuff happening in Phase 4, what do y'all... we're already at an hour and a half in, so what do y'all think is going to happen? Brian already is eager to say something, so hold on, Brian. Jordan says, see, when Wesley Snipes shows up in the movies, I'm pretty sure him being black is more important than him being a vampire. I don't know if that's true. Not in the comic book, vampire. Got it.
I don't think it has
Zombie.
anything with him to do with him being black. Is being human. It's about him being human. He wants to be more human than vampiric.
We'll take your answer. Zordan, sorry, we're canceling this discussion. Brian, hit it. We're getting off track here.
I called after we watched Far From Home. If they're going to talk about multiverse again, it's going to be in a Doctor Strange movie. And then they announced this, and it says multiverse from or whatever.
Madness in the multiverse, Brian.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what he said. Didn't you hear it?
Yeah, it's exactly
bitch.
that.
Damn. They said they're going to try to make it... It's going to be like a horror movie.
The multiverse
Not
movie?
like a horror movie.
Yeah.
They said that it's going to be the MCU's first horror movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. Because what is MCU's horror movie? Is it really a horror movie, or it just have some darker qualities?
Yeah, they're going up against... I've read an article
They
somewhere.
said the villain's going to be Nightmare.
Exactly that. And he's like some sort of... I don't know much about him, so I'm sure if they already have someone picked out for that reason, then it might be some horror aspects to the movie.
People are saying they want Keanu Reeves to be Nightmare, but I don't know.
At this point, they want Keanu Reeves to be on their cereal box. Like, we get it. He's great. He's fantastic. He's in Cyberpunk. Let us live. Go ahead.
I like that they're putting the two magicians in the same movie together. For the Thor movie, they already announced Jane Foster is going to be the Thor now.
I thought it was Natalie Portman.
Hold on, I gotta address this.
That's
Zordan
who Jane Foster is.
Zordan says, okay, so what if Peter Parker was played by Dikembe Mutombo? Wouldn't you pay more attention to him being African? No, because there's a a Spider-Man, which is played by Miles Morales, which is half black, half Puerto Rican. So it doesn't really mean anything because it's still about a kid living in superhero shoes. So him being played by Dikembe Mutombo might look weird because Dikembe Mutombo's ridiculously tall, but it's unless they make the movie about him being tall and black, then maybe. But it's no Spider-Man movies about the person. It sort of is about Peter Parker, but it's him conflicting between his superhero life and his teenage life and or young adult life.
All these things don't matter. It's literally how the narrative's written. You can be a black dude and have it not matter after your role.
And it doesn't mean that it's about the black. Like it could be Dikembe Mutombo. Have you heard his voice? It don't matter. As long as he has what he's saying is full of actual like weight to it. It might sound funny. Sure. I'm sure like watching an Indian movie, I'd be like, yeah, like it might sound funny to us because the dialect is weird to us or whatever, we don't understand what they're saying, but
I've wondered that with like animes and things, like because in American anime or just voice actors, there are some voice actors you're like, how the fuck did this person get this job? Like this is absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if like the Japanese have the same thoughts about certain voice actors, or if all of them are just like, holy shit, these people are just perfect for their job.
Yeah.
They use the same 7 voice actors for Japanese. I've heard Cell's Japanese voice in almost every anime as the villain.
They use the same 7 people in most American voiceovers too.
It's Christopher Sabat's somewhere in there, which I don't mind.
Yeah, he's become a main like a main dude now.
He's been a main dude.
He's the Nolan and Troy Baker of the anime world.
But yeah, Comic-Con.
Yeah, sorry, Jordan. You're getting way off topic, so I can't keep up with. I might be able to answer your questions. Sorry.
They confirmed Jane Foster's going to be Thor now. Valkyrie's lesbian. And I think that was all that they also said about that movie. Blade, there's no release date. What else? The shows I'm not really interested in, besides the What If. That seems like it was going to be interesting. Hawkeye, I want to see how they set up Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other shows, to be honest, but those are the only parts that I cared about.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 better have some more kick-ass music.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just tired. I'm tired
of
Star-Lord right now.
It's gonna be the 80s.
I need a break.
It's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna find a way to put in another 80s playlist, and someone's gonna be on this podcast and be like, the soundtrack was amazing.
I wonder if they're gonna introduce Adam in this one.
Who?
Warlock.
Adam?
They sure.
Oh, Black.
They will.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's how they ended the second one. So.
What's his name? Director for Guardian said that he's gonna finish Suicide Squad first, so he's not gonna. After that, he's gonna start working on Volume 3.
I'm sure it'll be Phase 5.
I really didn't think the first Suicide Squad was that good. I don't know why they're making a second one.
Because he's rebooting it. They hired him to fix it, so they're gonna reboot it with him in it. With him as a director.
Jesus Christ.
They're like, man, Guardians 1 and 2 was fantastic. We could definitely use that kind of talent. Oh, like MCU kicked him out? Please help us. And then he's like, sure, no problem. I'll do Suicide Squad. And then MCU's like, please come back. Okay, well, let me finish this first and I'll come back.
I mean, there were just so many plot holes and just bullshit going on in the first one. Like...
I didn't like her dancing the entire time near the end of the movie. It reminded me of the Avatar movie live action.
I just didn't need her dancing, and I didn't need Jared Leto as Joker.
Yeah, I really like him as...
The movie, like I've said before, it was Fast and the Furious entertaining to me. It didn't give me the lore I needed. It wasn't bestseller. I saw boom booms and I saw Will Smith be Will Smith but with a gun, and then that was about it.
Like at the end, he could have easily just shot the phone, shot her in the face, and then walked away, and nobody would have known any difference. Like,
it's unfortunate.
So many plot holes.
They announced a Harley Quinn show as well. I mean, we're talking about Marvel here, but she has her own show. I don't care about it really, but it's gonna be.
It's gonna be an adult animated show.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm looking forward to.
I don't care about it, but I'm not. It doesn't upset me, but I'm not looking forward to it. It's just its own thing. When it comes out, we'll see.
That's a lot of the stuff that's on here. Like even WandaVision and Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm like, I'll check it out, I guess. See, hopefully it has the production value of the movies. If not, we might truck through it, or I might just skip it.
The only thing on there is just the what if thing. That's interesting me for the shows. For Guardians,
I agree. Yeah.
The Gamora that was from the other timeline, she's gonna be in Guardians 3.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to think what else movies. That
The
they said.
Eternals, I think, is going to be a great start incorporating like god level characters, so we don't have to worry about just New York every freaking Avengers movie.
I don't know like anything about the Eternals, so I don't have an opinion. I just want to see what they do.
I agree. I'm on the same boat. They mentioned them a couple times throughout the Secret Wars, but nothing. I don't know much about them.
Apparently, with some leaked footage for Black Widow, they're going to introduce Taskmaster.
Yeah, he's the main antagonist.
He told me about it. He's going to be the
if
bad
I don't
guy.
see a skull face,
you haven't seen it? They released a picture of it.
Is it a skull face?
Of Taskmaster?
Yeah, it's a picture of her of a Black Widow fighting Taskmaster. It's a concept art for Marvel.
Oh, it's concept art. Brian's asking like final.
Well, it's like the concept art that shows what it's supposed to look like in the movie.
Does he look? Is it a skull?
To be quite honest, I don't remember.
Oh my God, Randall.
But he doesn't look like the way he traditionally looks.
Well, not most of the people in the MCU don't look exact. They have modified suits. Brian just wants to know if there's a skull.
Yeah, he can be wearing a leotard. If he has a skull face, I'm okay with it.
So obviously, the one for me that I'm looking forward to the most is the only one that mentions multiverse in it, which is a Doctor Strange one. So one thing I wanted them to do is start incorporating multiverses so they can do Secret Wars. Because I think was it earlier this year, last year? I read Secret Wars, so I'm like, oh, this is awesome. The whole concept of timelines breaking into each other and the heroes fighting the heroes to stay alive to save their timeline. That was badass. That's what led up to the Secret Wars. So if they were starting to set that up, that'd be great.
Speaking of the multiverse, I finally got around to watching Captain Marvel.
What'd you think? Do you care?
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
it was an okay. It was. The thing is, anything that happened after Infinity War was filler for Endgame.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but I'm like, oh, I could have done without it. Like if it was just nothing until Endgame, I would have been cool.
Like I really enjoyed it. I feel like it took a little too long, or maybe the movie itself just wasn't long enough, to really kind of get her into character.
Yeah.
Because, and I mean, it's another one of those introduction movies where it's an hour and 45 minutes of back filler on who the character is and how they came to be, and then 15 seconds of them going, oh shit, I have actual powers, and then beating the crap out of everybody, and then the end. And you're like, but
I want to see more Boom Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it's really frustrating, but I understand like why they have to do it, because if you not somebody who read the comics or you don't know anything about the universe, it's an introductory. The problem with a lot of these movies is that they do the same, like look at Spider-Man. They've rebooted it 2-3 times now,
1, 2, 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. It's the same backstory every time. Uncle Ben dies. Everybody fucking knows that at this point. He gets bit by the spider, gains a bunch of powers.
Well, they skipped that this time around. With Tom Holland, the Tom Holland one, they know. They made it. They don't do that anymore. when they rebooted it for the MCU, they did not waste time with the Ben Parker shit. Mm-hmm. It was implied.
I was just waiting for him to finish so I can tell him how wrong he is.
I
just want to cut you haven't seen Far From Home?
I haven't seen either of the new ones with Tom Holland.
What are you doing?
What are you?
I have a house now. What the hell's your problem?
Watch Far From Home, and if you get a chance, watch the new one in theaters. If not, wait for it, I guess. But
I just want to know why you watched Captain Marvel knowing you didn't watch Homecoming.
Yeah.
What's your problem, dude?
Or Homecoming, sorry. Yeah, I said Far From Home multiple times. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I want to, but I'm just like I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm just kind of burnt out on a lot of the
I get that.
superhero movies because it's like look at the MCU universe. Like it's just superhero after superhero after superhero. I mean, there were like 9 movies out at one point that were all part of the MCU.
Well, every movie is part of the MCU.
I know that, but I mean like like a
In a
superhero.
recent
There were like
span.
9 superhero movies out at the same time.
Oh,
You
well,
know?
yeah. It's like they found a way to put comic books as film, and they were releasing it like it's comics. Here's the crossover event. Everybody come watch it. Look at the numbers Infinity War and Endgame draw pulled out. Didn't they cross the Avatar
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had to re-release it like 2 or 3 times though.
They released it one. They re-released it once, and
I thought it was
they
twice.
they told people come watch it. We have a second after credit scene. I'm not gonna pay $15 to go see 20 seconds of a after credit scene. You crazy?
I will pay $15 to see that portal scene though. Again.
I'm sure you would, Randall.
Is Shang-Chi one of the guys that was in Heroes for Hire?
Good
There's an
question.
Asian guy in there, and I don't know if that's him or not. 'Cause
That might
if
be
that
him.
is, then the only thing I'm looking forward to out of that movie is seeing if they do Heroes for Hire.
Oh, they might be.
Like, out of all these movies,
Isn't the real Mandarin supposed to be in that movie?
Yes,
yeah.
that's what's gonna. That's why they did it. Because the Mandarin's supposed to have the rings that make him powerful. So if it's gonna be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, it's gonna be Shang-Chi going up against the Mandarin. Yeah.
I don't like that because that means he's gonna be disposed of right after the
Hopefully
Mandarin.
not.
I mean,
We'll see.
I like other things on here. Black Widow, I'll watch. It's Scarlett Johansson's in it. Don't really care otherwise. Eternal, something new. I'm looking forward to that. Shang-Chi, just to see if they do Heroes for Hire. Doctor Strange 2.
On
is probably
site.
what I'm actually looking forward to because I like Doctor Strange as a character. I like Scarlet Witch when she's not pretending she's Russian, and it has more magic stuff and time travel. Seems
I just
interesting.
want to see at least one impact palm
From whom?
from Doctor Strange.
You think he's gonna yell Impact Palm?
I don't know.
Randall, he did a clone jutsu without saying a word. You think he's gonna say Impact Palm?
It'd be nice.
That's
Thor
not
Love
happening.
and Thunder, I'm looking forward to just because I like Lady Thor or whatever she's actually called visually. So I'm looking forward to that. But they wronged Taika wronged me with Ragnarok, so I'm a little hesitant with this movie. Actually, you know what? No, because there's no way they're going to bring back Planet Hulk and ruin it again. So I'm okay with Thor Love and Thunder. Blade, honestly, if Mahershala Ali wasn't Blade, I would not give a shit about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat. Like, who else would play Blade?
Like, I'm just thinking, it's not even who else would
Clearly,
play him.
it's Bruce Willis.
It's not even.
Okay, I'd watch a Bruce Willis Blade. I would definitely watch a Bruce Willis Blade.
It's not even like who would play him. It's just, it's not new. They're rebooting Blade. I get it, but I just don't care about him. I care about who he's associated with. Which, since he's part of the Marvel Knights, we might get a actual movie for Punisher. We might get actual Moon Knight movie. You know, just branching onto more of the R-rated characters Marvel has. Maybe a reboot for Ghost Rider that's actually good.
Please no.
With
Like,
Nick Cage this time. Give Nick Cage another try, man. You never know.
Make him the motorcycle.
Yeah, dude. No, the motorcycle's gonna be Owen Wilson, so when he revs, it's like, wow.
I would watch that. Okay. Do you guys watch American Dad at all?
No.
Not really.
So there's a scene, a hilarious episode where like this hurricane comes and it washes the house, or it like the dam breaks and the house actually starts like gets picked up off of its foundation and starts floating down the way. And Klaus problems?
Oh, okay. Look what happened to him.
Oh my god, woman. So I just lost my train of thought because
Klaus
of it.
was.
Yeah, so Klaus is like Stan keeps making all these terrible decisions throughout the episode, but he keeps like trying over and over again, but everything fails or backfires every time. And then Klaus is like, look at Nick Cage. He made a ton of terrible decisions. Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, and then just listed off like all of his like really good movies. And then he's like, and then he nailed it with the greatest movie ever, National Treasure 2.
Oh my god! I think I saw the first one. And that's it.
In terms of the shows, Winter Soldier isn't Cap, so I don't give a shit about the show. WandaVision, isn't Vision a whole corpse right now? Why do we care about this? Move forward, not backward.
Oh, I don't know. I think that has to do with a different timeline, though. Like, Loki's is a different timeline. WandaVision's a different timeline.
Okay. If
I'm not mistaken.
If it's not like, oh, let's go back to when we were in Paris before I got stabbed 3 whole times in one movie, then I'm okay with it.
Or maybe it is, because it says bringing some romance to the MCU. So maybe it is. I don't know.
read that it's post Endgame.
It's post Endgame?
Yeah.
So it might be a different timeline.
Okay.
I know the Loki one's
Then
definitely a different timeline.
Then I'm okay with that. Loki, unless he's going to be back in the movies, I don't care. What if those kind of comics I like? Hawkeye, like I said, I don't care. I just want to see what they do with Kate Bishop. In terms of the shows, it's all just filler for the movies, I guess. But the Fantastic Four and X-Men reboots, I just need to see Bobby Drake on the big screen again.
I just need to hear
Iceman.
I need to know who's going to be the one to say bub. Okay?
That's also who's the new bub? Who's going to Berserker Bakakale up now?
Because Hugh Jackman, I don't think he's not that young anymore, man.
He said that his only I guess requirement for him coming back is if they meshed it with the MCU, is what he said.
Yeah, like but I mean, he's already 50 years old.
That's fine. He looks great. Have you seen him?
No, he doesn't. Not for what. I'm sorry. I love Hugh Jackman. I love him as Wolverine. When they buried you in that movie, that was symbolic, fam. Like, it wasn't just that movie. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, Hugh Jackman, but that was it. We need a new guy.
Danny DeVito's the new
Wolverine. Yo, I'd watch it, dude. I'd watch that. Hey, Buff.
Stamos.
No,
Fantastic
absolutely
Four.
not.
For Fantastic Four, for me, it's not so much of them, because to be honest, I don't really give a shit about the Fantastic Four. I just want to see who Doom's gonna be, or who's gonna play Doom.
Who's gonna say hidden missile?
Yeah, I just want to see who gets foot doved first, and I want to see if they bring, like, for Randall's sake, I want to see if Galactus is brought in. I want to see if Silver Surfer actually makes it in this time, and who plays him.
The man said. He said out loud, Silver Surfer's gonna be in Infinity War.
I said I heard.
He said that out loud.
I said I heard
multiple times.
I was there. I can.
I don't think Anthony heard you correctly because he was playing Joker, trying to find out setups because he mains them. So
right.
He didn't hear you.
That man said Silver Surfer is gonna be in Infinity. Randall.
I'm already waiting for like Phase 5. When's the next Spidey movie?
Yeah, like I want this is a good. I think that one of the most important ones is going to be that Doctor Strange one.
Wait a minute. So you don't think there's going to be any more Spider-Man movies?
No, they will. It's just not now. It's going to be probably Phase 5.
Sony would have to announce it. That's what they said. They've been making Spider-Man movies every other year.
Yeah, so the next one's going to be Venom.
Wait, Sony still owns
Spider-Man? Yeah. They didn't let go.
Permission to use them.
Yeah. The heck, Randall?
I would love to see another Venom movie. I actually really enjoyed the first one.
They're making another one.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It did well it did well. So
I know a lot of people bitched and moaned about it because it didn't follow like the comics.
Yeah.
And they kind of gave it like a new twist. But honestly, I thought the movie was pretty awesome. Like especially the CGI scenes with the two of them fighting like Riot or whatever his name was and Venom.
I liked everything but that part. That part, it was hard for me to follow what the heck was going on at some points. The freeze frame ones.
They literally fused, and then it was awesome. I thought the scene was really cool.
Like the freeze frame they had, but it was cool. But then the actual the fight choreography in 3, that was like, what is happening?
Was a mess.
Yeah, it was like
that whole scene was a mess.
Black and gray mixed together. I'm like, I don't know if it's light being reflected or is it actually vent. Like,
I thought I was watching Gears gameplay. I just saw motion blur and gray and black, and that's all. It's
your hopes and dreams coming to life, okay?
I guess.
All right. That's about it. Unless you guys have any other Like, not opinions. Jesus, what is it?
News
Thoughts, plugs.
No. Oh my God, for the MCU. When you're guessing
predictions.
something, prediction. That's the word.
I'm the
Goodness.
best.
Hypotheses.
Yeah, like if you have any predictions on the MCU, we're gonna be going over this Phase 4 every time we see a new movie anyway. So I'm sure after Doctor Strange 2, we're gonna come here and have like a 4-hour podcast about the multiverse and who can they bring in now and whatever is gonna happen. I think that's the most
I
important
just-
film on here, on that
I
list.
just think it's funny how they realize no one's gonna care if Mordo's the main villain, so they just like, let's bring in another guy. Remember, he's walking around. He's like, "Oh, these
Yeah.
magicians, they be wilding," and so
And they're like, no, multiverse, thank you.
yeah, we don't give one fork about this guy. We're going to someone else.
That's cool. Nice. So if not, we're moving on to plugs then, because I don't think
Or
games.
one news thing. Sony is being a partner for Evo, and they're gonna announce something at Evo.
Probably a new Street Fighter.
See, what I'm thinking is they're not gonna do a new Street Fighter because they want to see me not play their franchise for a while.
Okay.
They're gonna announce the GOT for their next Street Fighter franchise, but it's gonna be 3 years after it's released as DLC.
So we know how Street Fighter 5 did a Sony partnership where it was an exclusive, at least on console for them.
Yep.
I think they're gonna announce another series coming back, Darkstalkers. It's gonna be the same thing, PS5, 4, and on PC. What are you saying no for? You didn't even know anything.
I don't want that. That's what they're gonna announce
What? They're not gonna announce, oh, God of War 2 at a fighting event.
as a fighting. Brian, like, didn't they say if Darkstalkers remake sold enough, it would make another one?
They also said Street Fighter 5 was good, but it's, it's still not the case.
I don't think that's. Yo, you're gonna. That's the game you're gonna announce on there, dude. I was hoping you
Alright,
said
well,
Marvel vs. Capcom.
No. That's not happening.
I say it's Street Fighter or some other Street Fighter garbage.
If they announce Marvel again, it's gonna be next year because I think because Arc Systems doesn't know how to handle Dragon Ball Fighters, and they kind of been letting it die out a bit because they've been talking about their characters. It's a weirder release for the characters, and they even said the patch that they did a couple months ago is the final balance patch for the year. Like they're not gonna rebalance anybody like GT Goku, who literally needs to be changed.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna wait for that to simmer down even more. They're gonna try to fill the gap that was taken from them by Dragon Ball Fighters.
Which
So I
Goku?
think-
Which one of the 7?
The,
Oh,
the
the
latest
little
one,
kid
the
Goku.
7 one,
Yeah.
the 7th one. Goodness.
Fucking, yeah.
For
That's what I think's
games,
gonna happen.
this
You've been
week
cutting
we
me off,
got
so
a
just keep
Fire
going.
Emblem. 3 Houses comes out this week for all you Fire Emblem fans. Both
Four.
Brian's on the stream, on
He's
the
not a fan.
cast. Oh, he's
not
not.
a fan. No.
We got Wolfenstein, the VR one, Cyberpilot, and the new co-op one, Youngblood, coming out.
I heard updates for Joker's coming out too.
The King of Fighters All Star comes out this week, and I think that's it. Some
What
weird
is that?
Turok game, Escape from Lost City. I don't know what that is though.
Turok.
Yeah, I don't
I
know what
haven't
the heck.
heard that name since the 64.
Talk about it. Movies this week. What we got this week? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out this weekend, so we might take a look at that. Been waiting
What is
for
that?
it. The Quentin Tarantino movie, with Brad Pitt
Oh,
and DiCaprio.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
What? You haven't seen the trailer?
Repeat that to me now.
Randall, did you see the trailer?
I don't remember it.
Oh my gosh, man. The Ground Beneath My Feet comes out Friday. Honeyland. See You Soon. And I think that's it that I see on here. And then for music, what do we got? Tell me what we got. BJ the Chicago Kid, Chance the Rapper, drops his first actual album that he classifies as an actual album, even though he's dropped projects before,
Those are mixtapes.
I guess. Cuco. That's funny. Drops an album. What we got? Of Monsters and Men, Soundgarden,
Corday.
YBN Corday, and then Sugar Ray. And that's all the people I kind of
Oh.
know.
I wanted to ask Randall, since he wasn't here earlier, about the Kyoto Animation
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
disaster.
Make it quick, please.
What did you hear about that, Randall?
About what?
the Kyoto Animation disaster?
No.
You didn't hear about the studio in Japan that went up in flames because of some dude?
No. What happened?
So there was this guy that he I don't know the full story, like why it is that he actually did this. There's been a couple of different things that have been going around. One is the studio stole one of his ideas or something. One is that like one of the characters was not who he wanted them to be, and he just got super pissed off. But he bought like a shit ton of gasoline, went into the studio, dumped a bunch of it all over the side of the studio, uh, and then went inside and started dumping it on top of people. And
What?
lit the whole place on fire. He killed 36 people and injured like another 40 something, and then he suffered severe burns.
He's still alive though.
Yeah, he's still alive, but he basically destroyed the studio. All of their like
All their
physical
data and stuff.
copies of things
Mhm.
are gone, and then all of their uh computer data is gone. I don't know if they actually had backups somewhere else, but they were claiming that the studio is basically ruined at this point.
What
But
studio was this?
Kyoto Animation, they did like Violet Evergarden, and I never remember any of the other ones that they did, but they've done quite a bit of
Series.
huge animes.
Wow. Nah, I might have to look that up. I didn't hear about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but killed like some couple of really renowned directors and studio artists and a whole bunch of other people. But it's just could not believe that.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a movie. That's crazy. 36 people dead.
Yes, sir. Because his character didn't look the way he wanted to. That's like the
Well,
official
that's the
story,
reason
or-
why I asked if he was still alive, because at least perhaps maybe we could get the actual reason why he did this. Even though it's kind of
For me, it's a
irrelevant.
moot point. Yeah, I mean, there's no. I don't want to hear why. Fam, you just killed 36 people and ruined the lives of the other ones that are there. Like what? I don't. What are you gonna? What can you say? I'm be like, oh, okay.
Man, it better
You're
be
right.
something like huge.
Why don't-
Not no, they didn't make my character the way I wanted him to be. Like that's stupid.
There was I heard a couple of different things. One was the first one that I heard is that one of the characters in one of their animes wasn't a virgin, which I haven't really been able to find anything on that other than the couple of people that have said it. But I don't know if they just like were talking to each other about it and that's how it came about. Another one said that there was something about a train that was used that was like his idea or something. And then the third one was that there was an anime that was based completely off of that he had created that they had basically stolen. But I mean, I just find that a little hard to believe.
Especially with what transpired here. So
Yeah.
And I mean, if that was the case, why didn't he just sue them, take them to court?
Yeah,
Some
he
people
apparently
aren't
went to the
rational.
forums and started bitching and moaning about what was going on. And I'm trying to find like anything that talks about why they haven't really like released anything on why it is he actually did it. They're mostly talking about how the anime community has suffered a huge loss because of this.
well, I guess it's still developing then. All right, peeps. About to end it on the tragic note here, but what y'all doing on the week? Throughout the week, what do you guys got to do? What do you got? What do you got planned? Kelsey,
Say
you-
someone
you-
first. There you go.
You let me. Oh,
Hello?
I'm sorry. You just hit it with your headphone too. Check if you didn't break
No,
it.
I hit my hand on it.
Oh, Kelsey, you doing anything this week?
This week, let's see. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I'm actually really excited about some of the stuff at work because I got that breakthrough on getting the printing stuff working.
Mhm.
This weekend we have some furniture coming in from Lazy Boy that we ordered like over a month ago, so that's pretty awesome.
Sweet.
And then Adam's coming down Sunday,
Nice.
so
For
he'll
how long?
be here for about a week.
For a week.
Also,
we can set that boy up to be our guest, and I can talk to him about this new little product coming out next year called Stadia.
He doesn't give a shit at all.
I'm gonna make him give a shit about it. Cause I think and my balls say that you explained it to him completely incorrectly, with no passion behind it. All right, but anyway,
I think he's probably just gonna stare at you with a blank stare and nod, and then he's gonna just rant at you and make you feel stupid.
there's no way. Cause I thought about anyway. I'm not gonna get into it. We're 2 hours in. Brian, what are you doing this week?
What's today? Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
I'm streaming. 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. What I'm streaming tomorrow and Thursday. Not sure what I'm streaming. Friday, I already have Fire Emblem pre-ordered, so I'm gonna install that and I'm gonna stream some Fire Emblem.
Nice.
And then
Which
we're
house
gonna
are you
play
picking?
Ultimate Alliance. I don't know. So when they announced the game, I was looking into what the houses represented at first, but then I was like, no, I want to experience like
You want to let
the
them
house
tell you?
members. Yeah, because that's what I did for
Awakening.
Awakening with the two families.
You got
And I
you caught the
enjoyed
vibes, and you're like, nah, these are the vibes I want right now.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, you guys are Nazis.
Oh, okay.
I went the other way. I mean,
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, I want to be one. That's crazy.
no.
All right, so streaming,
So,
that's
yeah.
and you got a new game streaming too. So let's catch that Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
so
your
maybe
channel,
Dragon-
Brian?
My channel, it's on this little site called Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Brian_Delaro. So yeah, we got some music, we got some games, we have some fun. So go ahead
Nice.
and join
That's
us.
a good motto there. Randall.
Wait,
Off the
what's the
dome.
browser's link that you sent me then?
Oh, Cupid's Only. That's my name on my channel. I dress up like a little baby. I don't shave. Instead of arrows, I just jack at people and they're in love with me.
Randall, what do you
That's
He's
all
not
at the
even
top.
listening.
Randall, what are you doing this week?
Hookers and blow.
Randall's doing hookers and blow, guys. You got it on. Someone clip it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So is that your final answer?
Unfortunately, I think I might have to work this weekend
Okay.
coming up. Well, it
That
depends.
attitude.
If I can pull some stuff out between tomorrow and what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Between Wednesday and Thursday, then I might have the weekend free for me to work on my own stuff. I'm working on trying to organize some things, man.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. I'm hoping that this organization thing that I'm trying to do is going to make it easier for me to do other projects.
Okay. Sounds good. Kelsey with the clip. Thank goodness. Hookers and blow, Randall. This is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life.
Why?
Because the cock isn't even that long, dude.
Because the cock's not that long, Randall. You remember that?
I don't think I'm going to be on podcasts anymore.
It doesn't matter, Randall, because you're gonna be in our hearts forever. Because you said what you're gonna be doing is hookers and blow. Anyway.
Hey Randall, when are you gonna start streaming?
I don't know. I thought I was gonna post something the 21st of this month, but because I got a whole bunch of work thrown on me at the last minute, I don't know.
Miranda, when are we first lieutenant?
All right. We're at 2 hours and 8 minutes. You can grill them afterwards. Speaking of streaming, I'm gonna be streaming this week as well. Most likely, more shooters they had his hooks on me. Battlefield 5 challenges every week, so I guess Thursday will probably be Battlefield, and tomorrow I don't even know. Most likely Black Ops, because I'm going through their.
That's crazy.
How come you don't play Titanfall anymore?
Because that's on the Xbox and yo, Brian, you want to load up Titanfall, fam? I'll download that again. I don't know if people play it because most people who play Titanfall now play Apex.
Yeah.
And I'm not that huge into Battle Royale. Like I'll play with friends, but as soon as somebody starts taking it too seriously, and like Anthony, you're trash. I'm like, I know.
It's just crazy, like how these games come out and then like people play them for like a couple of weeks to maybe a month, and then no one plays it anymore.
Because that's okay. We don't. Why do you bring these things up at 2 hours in Randall?
Anthony,
The problem with multiplayer is
just end it and then make the after hours little segment on its own, like Button does it.
God, dude. There's reasons why that happens, Randall, and for some reason, no one's focusing on AI. Because Unreal Tournament 2007, I don't care who's playing online. I can just fill that lobby up with bots and play them, you know. But no, we don't do that anymore, fam. That's about it, people. 2 hours and 10 minutes of pure ADLR goodness, and Brian goodness, and Kelsey goodness, and Randall's hooker problem goodness. This has been the ADLR Podcast, episode 56. If you want to support the show and Randall's blow problem, you can go to patreon.com/ADLRplays.
It's only a problem if it gets out of hand.
Oh, it's been out of hand, dude. You can go to
in his hand.
You can also donate to charity at extralife.adlrplays.com, where the proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children here in Orlando. And last but not least, if you have a topic for us to discuss in future episodes, you can go to topics@adlrplays.com. And that is it. We'll see you guys next week. See you guys next week. Bye.